This is what I talked about before we went to commercial break, buying a home. I mean, it's part of the American dream, but it is so out of reach for so many people, with the down payment being one of the biggest barriers. The Trump administration says a new plan would let you use your retirement funds penalty-free to get your house, but critics warn it's risky to borrow against your future. Newsnation's Ryan Bass is in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's actually one of the cities where the housing market has been struggling here in recent years. Ryan, good morning to you. What more are we learning about this plan?
Good morning, Marky. So the plan outlines kind of what you set out right now, which is basically you can borrow from your 401k to put money on a down payment for a home. Right now, if you take money out of your retirement savings, the IRS will slap you with a penalty. The White House here is saying that this is a way to get into that dream home that you want earlier. However, critics say this doesn't really solve the affordability crisis for homes, and you could actually risk your retirement savings if you end up pulling money out of it. Now, White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett previewed this plan earlier this week, I should say on Friday. He says down payments have doubled since the pandemic, from $15,000 to over $30,000. A Realtor.com analysis says it now takes families about 7 years to save that up, twice as long as it did before. Here's Hassett explaining the idea on.
So Trump has come out with a proposed plan to allow the use of your 401k funds as a down payment for your house. Typically, when your 401k, you can't touch it till 59.5. But what he's trying to come up with a plan is to stimulate the housing economy, is that now you can use some of your 401k money as a down payment. I like this. I believe what your house is considered an investment. I believe that taking out some of your money from your 401k and putting it towards a house that you can live in is still a good idea, because it still is an investment. So I like the fact that we do have that. Only concern that I do have is putting too much money in the current market, because we need to get pricing down. The main thing we need to do to get this pricing down is we need to have these boomers selling. What's going on is these boomers are not selling their homes. And then we also need more housing supply. But I believe if we have more housing supply, it's going to stimulate the boomers to sell, because they don't want to lose equity. And then now we also have an opportunity for people to have money in their 401k to be able to use that money towards a down payment. This is one thing that can help. I believe that we need to build more, though, in order for all these other things that we're coming up with to help. But I like this idea, because a 401k is an investment account. This is something that your employer pays into, that you pay into, and you can't touch it till 59.5. Is great, because a home is an investment. Everybody's been pushing it as an investment, And I believe that this is a good situation, especially if you got a good 401k plan. We just have to do this in conjunction with other things that's happening. What we see in the housing market, prices are still high. It's because inventory is low. What they're trying to do is they're also trying to bring down the rates so people can buy. But we don't want to keep these prices high. Right now, housing prices are too damn high. It's because of the damn boomers. They're stubborn. They don't want to sell. They still want that big house. They still want that equity. But right now, people aren't paying for what they want. So they're stuck. So what's going to make them really sell is when there's housing being built, when people have options. When people have options, these boomers will be forced to sell because they don't want to miss out on equity. But I do like this. This is another thing as far as when these price rates do come down, these prices come down, these rates come down. This is great, because this is another opportunity to use some of that cash for your down payment. I don't know if it works in some places like California, but if you can use a 401k in combination with FHA or 5% down conventional loan, which they're out there, I believe it will work. But it's all about supply. I believe everybody's been pushing to supply, but why don't we have supply? It's because we have a lot of rules and we have a lot of enforcement codes in different states, California, that are preventing houses from being built. Also, too, we need to have these home builders build better quality homes as well. So everybody a part of this whole solution, this whole problem we have a foot in there, contributing to the problem, right? So I like this, though. I do like this when the housing market comes down, when it's actually affordable again. People that have great jobs, that have people contributing to their 401k, or you contributing to your 401k so it doesn't get taxed, using that money towards your house is a great idea. I like it.
Fox News.
Suppose that you put 10% down on a home, and then you take 10% of the equity of the home and put it in as an asset in your 401k. Then your 401k will grow over time as the value of your house grows.
But here's the thing, only about half of Americans even have a retirement account, and even fewer have 401ks. Now, we spoke with Sergio Altamare. He is the CEO of Hearthfire Holdings, a real estate private equity and development firm. He said that people who need help the most are least likely to benefit from the president's plan.
There's still a lot of work that needs to go into addressing affordability for the individuals on the lower rung of the income chain. That to me, this will not address that by no means.
I believe it will address it. I believe when people of lower income start going to work and start going to jobs that offer a 401k, it will benefit from this. We need people to go to work. That's the only reason. That's the only way they will benefit from this. This benefits people that are working that have a 401k. That's why I like this. I don't want to benefit people that don't want to work. I want to benefit people that do want to work, that have these accounts set up. That's who needs to benefit. We got to stop trying to help everybody that don't want to work. That's the problem with America today. Oh, it won't benefit people that don't want to work. It should not benefit people that don't want to work. Low income. Okay. Low income means what? It typically means low income are usually people that work a job, but it's not really a real job. It's not really a job. DoorDash. People will say people that are low income are that people that do DoorDash, Uber. That's not that. Those aren't jobs. A job is a job that gives you a real job is a job that gives you a 401k plan, retirement benefits, pension. Those are real jobs, and those are for people that will do what? Work. A lot of these people that work for real ass companies have 401k. So I actually like it. If I'm working for a company and I'm able to put my money in a 401k, then I can put that towards a house, and then I can put a percentage of my house back in my 401k using the equity. Why wouldn't I do that? This is how you stimulate it. But we are in a time now where we have to give options and benefits to people who actually want to work.
Housing affordability has become a massive issue for President Trump and this administration. He's already banned institutional investors from buying single-family homes. He's also directed a $200 billion mortgage bond purchase as well, all in efforts to try and lower rates and get more people to buy homes, Mark.
I believe the biggest way that what I think the administration is trying to do, they're trying to tie up some of their money that they give to these states, but the states have to be able to be more lax on the codes and lax on all these things that they have for people to build. In California, it'll probably take you years to build a house. Look what happened in the Palisades. Look what happened in Altadena, right? What we see is that these states have these very tough codes, enforcement codes, and all these things to build. That's what's holding it back. We have to build more. The Redfin CEO talked about this. We need to build housing. Yes, buying the mortgage rates is cool. Banning institutional is cool. 401k is cool. I believe the biggest problem that Trump can't really be in charge of, because it's the states, is really having the states be more lax on building homes. That's what needs to happen. We need more inventory, and there's a lot of places where we can build. Just the government of these states need to start getting out the way and letting homes get built. That's what's going to bring down the prices of homes. That's what's going to make your granny sell. That's what's going to make your Uncle Tom sell, because he's been in the house for 40 years. He's going to finally sell when he starts seeing new houses popping up and inventory gets crowded. Right now, there's still not enough inventory. We need to build, baby, build. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, keep your notifications on to see our new videos. Go get our Patreon coming very soon. No Filter Morning Show coming very soon. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the hate too. The hate feels me more than the support, but let's stop that. Let's stop. Stop, Marcus. Be nice. But I appreciate everybody, man, tuning in and watching all my videos and just the comments and stuff. I try to lock in. But the morning show's coming soon, and the Patreon's coming soon as well. I have some content in there. I just appreciate you guys. I'm out.